Hey, what's up YouTube? In this video, I'll be showing you how to make the interior that I designed for my Apple Store. I shouldn't really have to point out that if you want to build the interior for the Apple Store, you probably need the Apple Store to begin with, which looks roughly like this. This is how we left off in the actual video for my Apple Store tutorial, which you can find both in the card system and in the description below. So, should you not already have this right in front of you, you can make this and it won't even take you too much time. Check out the card system and in the description below, and I'll leave a link to the Apple Store building. Now that all of that's been said, if you actually want to do the interior, we're going to need a couple of things first. So grab yourself some block of quartz, grab some birchwood fence, and grab some glowstone. We'll need loads more stuff, but we're going to be doing this in stages. Now, we have to figure out where the entrance is going to be. So I designed the entrance for this to be on the left-hand side of the Apple Store, but the Apple Store is pretty symmetrical, so if you wanted to have two entrances to this place, you could. You could have one on the left here, you could have one on the right, maybe inside each one of these four segments, but I'm having one left and right. What we now have to do is we just have to hang some lights coming down from the ceiling, and I designed them to be, can you see where we have these long rows of 6 black glass in the ceiling, one on the front and one on the back? Well, we want to take the third block starting from either side, so like on the front it'll be the 1, 2, third blocks either side, and we want to suspend rows of 8 birchwood fence coming down from these. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then we want to place a glowstone underneath them. Do the same on the back. So on the back here we want to do 1, 2, this is tricky, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, then a glowstone underneath. We want to do this coming all the way across, so where we have the black glass here now, we want to come to the third block here, do a row of 8, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and that'll be 8 glowstone. And you know what, I'll do the entire front first and then I'll do the back. So coming down from this third block, it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Get a little faster here, glowstone. And then it'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, no, whoops. So that's the fourth one, isn't it? So 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, then a glowstone, and then we just have 3 more to do at the back. Believe it or not, this is one of the more irritating things to do at the store. So on the back, remember, third block coming in from the back, that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, then glowstone, and then all the way up here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. Glowstone. Thank God we only have one left. That'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8, and then glowstone. So once you've done that, you have a load of suspended lighting, and I'm actually going to look outside in just to show you what that looks like. It just adds a little something to it. Because there's going to be quite a bit of empty space near the top of the building, it kind of gives you something to look at, and it also brightens the place up a bit, and it makes it just look a little bit cleaner. Once you've got all the lighting taken care of, this is what you want to do next. So, the next order of business is for us to completely fill in the floor of the Apple building. That's right, we actually have to do the floor. This is going to take a little bit of time, and I've just smashed that glass. I should probably replace it. I'm going to need a black stained glass block. There we go. So, we're going to have to fill in the floor. In line with the row of glass that we have right at the front of the store that touches the floor, coming across horizontally the front of the store where you have the glowstone, where you have the glass, we want to dig out this area, replace it with quartz. Now, once you've done that, you then just want to completely dig out the very center of your Apple Store and replace it with quartz. This is quite time consuming, and this is my least favorite bit of this particular build, but honestly, it makes such a massive difference, the floor being quartz. It really, there's no way around it. We can't do it. I mean, you could use like white wool to get the effect if you wanted to, but it doesn't look quite right. There's no other material than quartz to make it look nice, shiny, and clean. So I'm not going to do this on recording because I imagine that this video is going to be long enough. I'm going to cut out, and I'll be back once I've dug out this entire area and replaced everything with quartz block. Then we can move on to tables and bookcases and stuff like that, so I'll be back in a moment. Okay, so as you can see, we have now 100% fully filled in the floor of our Apple Store, and it's already looking better, isn't it? Doesn't it already look brighter and nicer? Well, once you yourself have got that taken care of, and I imagine this will take you some time, so pause this if you are working on that. Well, once you've done that for yourself, we can then probably dismiss all of these materials that we have right here, and we'll need to grab a whole host of new ones. So, grab yourself some... we'll need some more block of quartz, and grab some quartz stairs. You'll also want to grab some birchwood planks, grab some birchwood slabs, and some birchwood stairs. What else will we need? We'll need quite a few things. It's hard to keep track of everything. We'll need some cyan wool. We'll also need white wool. We'll also want some bookshelves. And we'll also need, a little later on, what else are we going to need? We'll probably also need some... You know what, we'll leave it at that for now. We're probably okay. So, once you have each one of those materials right there, make your way into the Apple Store. So, you're going to want to come right here. So, where we have the front left-hand corner of the entrance, just behind this very first glass that we have here on the ground, we want to count in and we want to find the third quartz. So, this will be the first quartz, second, third here. So, on top of this block, we want to place a birchwood plank. Then, we want to, leaving a gap of 3, we want to move up and place another plank. So, that'll be 1, 2, 3, plank. Then moving up, leaving a gap of 3, we want to place 1, 2, 3, plank. Then moving up, leaving a gap of 2, this time we want to leave 1, 2, and then we want to place a block of quartz. Now coming up from this quartz, we want to do a row of 5, so that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Then going right of this 5th block, we want to do another row of 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect all the way down to the ground to leave you a shape which should look like this. So just looking from the side, we should have something which should look like this. And then moving onto the back wall here and leaving a space of 2 on the ground. So from this back corner, we want to leave a space of 2, so that'll be 1, 2. So on top of this 3rd block, we want to do a row of 6 quartz coming up from the ground. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then going right of this 6th block, do another row 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then connect that all the way down to the ground. Now, on the ground, we want to leave a space of 1, and then we want to place a row of regular facing birchwood stairs, and we want to do a row of 9. So that'll be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And you know what? Whilst we're actually here, we want to come to the very center of this row of 9. It should be this block right here. You guys can see it has 4 either side of it. And moving out, leaving a gap of 3 in the ground. So that's 1, 2, 3. So on top of this 4th block, we want to place a regular facing, it wants to face this way, a quartz stairs. And then around that quartz stairs, we want to place a block of quartz. And this is just kind of like a seat. Can you see how we've kind of made that? It's right in the center of that row of birchwood stairs. Now, continuing on from that 9th block in the birchwood stairs, moving right, we want to leave a gap of 1 and then do a row of 6 block of quartz. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then go right by 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Connect all the way down to the ground. Then, moving across the floor onto the right-hand side of the Apple Store, you want to leave a gap of 2. Coming from the left-hand side, so leave a gap of 2. And then, from the floor, on top of this 3rd block, we want to do a row of 6. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Then go right by 6. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then connect down to the ground. Then, on the ground, leaving a gap of 2, we want to place a birchwood plank. Then leave a gap of 3 on the ground, plank, gap of 3, plank. That should leave you with something that should look quite symmetrical. I'm not sure if this will... Yeah, it does show on the recording. Can you see? We have something which is quite symmetrical now. And once you've got all of that taken care of, this is what you can do next. You know what? Before we move on to details, we'll get some tables put in. So, there's 2 tables filled with laptops in this particular store, my store. And where these tables positioned, it's here. So, can you see on the sides where we have this very first birchwood plank that we placed? Well, in line with that birchwood plank, inside of the first window, or the second window I should say, you want to place a birchwood plank in this position, and in this position. So sitting just inside of the window, this second one coming in, either side of the Apple logo, we want to have 2 birchwood planks here on the ground, in line with that first birchwood plank that we placed earlier. We also want to have the same configuration here, where we have this third birchwood plank. So we want to have a birchwood plank here on the ground, and here on the ground. Can you see how that lines up with those sideways birchwood planks that we have on the side? Do the same with inside of that window, and do the same here. So on the opposite side, we want to have a birchwood plank here, as you can see, just inside the window, here and here, at the end, and we want to have a birchwood plank here. Oh, no, it's 1 block backwards. See, we can use that opposite side to measure, and here. And just to show you the kind of like floor plan, you want to have something which should look like this. I'm sure that you can see why things are this way. Now, what we then want to do is connect each one of those birchwood planks together, each one of the individual 4 ones, we want to connect these together with a row of birchwood slabs. So we just want to birchwood slabs, connect them all together, and that will form a table shape like that. Do that to the left table, do that to the right. These tables are actually going to look ever so slightly different to how you're seeing them now, but it's only a very minor change what we're doing, and I think it is actually easier to do the little mini change now that we have the actual proper table. I think that it might be a little bit easier, so I'll show you what I'm talking about now. Now that we have both of the tables, we want to have upside down, sideways facing birchwood stairs at the edges of the table to form legs. They look a bit cleaner than the planks. You guys can see how we're placing these. They want to, oh, not in that position, not in that position, that position. They want to form the legs of the table, and they look quite nice. They look a little bit, whoops, destroyed that. They look just a little bit better than standard birchwood planks. It does take a little bit of time to add these because it takes a little bit of finesse to place them, but you know, worth it. It's all in the details, I think. So those are all of the tables. We're going to work on those a little bit later on. So that's pretty much the floor plan. What we're now going to do is make this a little bit better. So now that you've got that taken care of, starting from the left-hand side, and we're going to just work our way around here. Starting from the left-hand side, on top of this layer of birchwood planks that we have here, you want to stack a layer of birchwood slabs. So you want to form a table like this. Then above that table, leaving whatever gap you can leave, so it's like half a block's gap, you want to do a row of block of quartz just above the table. Then you want to, on top of each one of the ends of this row, you want to go up by 3. That's 1, 2, and 3, and that's 1, 2, 3. Connect them together at the top. Split inside of the shape with a row of white wool right in the center. Fill in the center of that shape with cyan wool. You've now formed 2 screens. Do that on the left-hand side, and you know what, why don't we do it on the right-hand side whilst we're doing it? We'll do it symmetrically. So we do our layer of birchwood planks, we then do our layer of block of quartz, raise up the corners each by 3 to form a rectangle, split them up the center with white wool, fill in the center with cyan wool. We have 2 screens. Let's work on each one of these bookcases. They're all quite easy. So for these bookcases, we want to, starting from the bottom, we want to have a horizontal row of bookshelf. Leave 1, bookshelf. Leave 1, bookshelf. Do the same to each one of the individual bookcases. It might take a little bit of time. I believe that there are 4 bookcases in total. So we're now on the opposite side here. Let's fill these in with bookshelves. So we're just doing this. These aren't supposed to represent bookshelves, by the way, or books. They are supposed to represent discs and stuff that you can buy. But anyway, when you want to, underneath the top 2 rows of shelf, you want to do upside down quartz stairs in the rest of the bookcases. These serve as shelves. That's what these look like. That's what they are. They just support the bookshelves with actual proper shelves, which we've made out of upside down quartz stairs. I think that they look quite nice, and you'll get an effect that should look a little bit like this. It's quite nice, isn't it? Once you've got that taken care of, we can now work on the biggest screen in the house. Above this row of 9 birchwood stairs that we have here, stack an upside down row of birchwood stairs, like that. Then, leaving a row of 1 separation, you want to do a row of block of quartz that spans the birchwood stairs. On the left and right hand side, you want to do a row of 4 quartz on top of the quartz. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4. And then you don't really have to do the other side, and you just want to 1, 2, 3, and 4 like that. So we now have a big screen that's 2 blocks higher than the bookshelf, so that's intentional. In the center of this, we want to place a cyan wall. Around the cyan wall, we place white. Everywhere else inside of this, we place cyan wall. So we want to have something which should look a little bit like that. That's the screen in the center of the Apple Store. Those are all of the screens. We have some tables, we have a chair, we have even more screens. We're pretty much done, except we have one last thing left to do. Last thing, we're going to work on these laptop tables, and to build these, all we need really, we need some, oh, I have a hard time finding this, we need some iron trapdoors, we need some quartz slabs, and we need some redstone torches. So there's 6 laptops to a table, and they're spaced like this. We have one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, one here, so they're spaced evenly on the tables like that. Behind each one of the laptops, we have an iron trapped door. These are like the lids of the laptops. That's what these are supposed to be. In the center of the table, running up, we want to place redstone torches behind each one of those so that the trapdoors actually come up. Now, I was going to see if I could conceal the redstone torches first of all, but honestly, I quite like them. I quite like looking at them as a power source, and if you even wanted to, if you wanted to take it one step further, I'm not sure if we can actually do this on slabs, but I'm going to check. No, we can't. I was going to say place some redstone behind them to kind of like form wires, but I don't think that that'd look good anyway, and of course we can't because these blocks are actually occupied by the trapdoors anyway. Once you've done that on the left hand side, why don't we do this on the right? We just place all of the slabs. It was a silly thought, but I thought that it might have added to the tutorial, but it hasn't because it's impossible to do anyway. And plus, I don't think I want red wires on the table anyway. So we now have the laptops placed, redstone torch, 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 and those will be the 2 tables taken care of. And that is all I've designed for the interior, and I don't think it needs anything else. I've had a look at a few interiors on Google Images, and honestly, the Apple stores are quite nice and open. They're not completely cramped. They're not crammed with stuff, and that's what I kind of like about them. That's kind of what I like about these clean insides of the store. So that's the interior for your Apple store. Hopefully, you guys have enjoyed this video. If you've liked it, if you like the interior, please give this video a like, give it a favourite, give it a share. I'd really appreciate it. I honestly would. Subscribe if you haven't already. If you're new around here, we do loads of different builds. We don't just do like stores and we don't just do stuff like this. We do loads of random stuff. Like over there, you can see that we've been building some baby mob statues. If you could see into the background, we've built an Ender Dragon head house. If you could see even further back, there's a school bus we've built. There's a giant in-scale Ender Dragon above it. There's a playground. There's loads of stuff that we do on this channel, and honestly, subscribe, check it out, you might like it. Comment down below, let me know, do you like this, do you like the interior, are there any other stores that you'd like me to do, is there anything else that you'd like me to do? I'm not limited, I do whatever tickles my fancy. I hate that saying, that sounds weird, but you guys get the point. I do whatever the mood takes me, I make. Check out the card system. The only thing that I'm going to leave in there is the original Apple Store tutorial. That's all I'm going to leave. The actual building, going to leave that in the card system and in the description below. So, thank you very much for watching, guys. Like, favorite, share if you wouldn't mind. Subscribe if you haven't already. Come on, what have you got to lose? Comment down below. What do you want me to see? What do you want to see me make next? And check out the card system if you haven't actually built this and you've kind of just fled straight to the end of this video because. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.